Hey everybody, I wanted to quickly take a moment to go ahead and share one of these great geological sites somewhere in the United States. In this case, this is the Smith River, which is on the Wild Rivers coast of California. We're located just northeast of Crescent City, California, which is right south of the Oregon border. You can see I bought myself a hat that says Oregon on it, so you kind of got an idea of where I'm at. This is part of my trip that I'm taking across the United States, looking at geological sites and just trying to enjoy myself during the summer of 2020. And I absolutely had to share this location with everybody. This is an incredible place. The Smith River is one of the last rivers in the United States, and certainly the last river in California, where the water is so clean, it is so naturally cleaned by the ecosystem that you can actually drink the water straight out of the river and not get sick. There's very few places where you can do that. The water is clean, the environment is largely clean. It's an incredible place. In terms of the geology, the Smith River is draining a really extensive part of the Klamath Mountains. And the Klamath Mountains are formed by the Juan de Fuca plate, which is offshore. I'm actually located just off the shore right now, or right near the shoreline at Crescent City. And right offshore, there's actually a plate that's subducting underneath North America, and that collision is ramping up, it's pushing up through a series of thrust faults, a series of mountains along the coast of California. This is not just here in California. A similar situation is happening in South America along Chile. And usually whenever you find a subduction zone hitting a trench located off the coast of a continent, you usually find large mountains. And in this case, the Klamath Mountains, which are located up creek here or upriver of here, have exactly those features. It's created exactly that way. There's volcanoes further back, the Cascade Range is in the background. What I really like about this river is because it's young, it's high energy, and it's high energy because those mountains are rising very rapidly. We also get large rocks and large deposits. And as you can see in the background here, sand is sitting along the floodplain of the Smith River. It's actually in the middle of summer, so the water level is actually pretty low. But in the winter, and especially late winter when you get snow melt, this thing can get really high energy. Now, right now, right along the coast here, or right along the beach of this river, we have these large cobbles. I mean, this thing is probably 7 to 8 inches. You know, some of them are much larger, 12, 14. And in fact, when you get further along the banks here, they get as large as boulders, small boulders, up to 24 inches. These are very large rocks, and the current river system that's behind me isn't capable of moving that. So this shows the power that this thing can do when it goes to flood stage. It's still a pretty incredible river. It's generating a huge amount of sediment. That sediment is making its way down the Smith River. And in fact, as you go down the Smith River, the cobbles get smaller and smaller, and eventually they get down to sand grain size. And once they get to sand grain size is right about the same time that they hit the beach, right down on the Pacific Ocean. And it's not an accident that that happens. I'll probably do another video on beach processes right here at where the Smith River dumps into the Pacific Ocean. But it's incredible. In terms of the stuff that we see here, you find rocks. This is clearly an igneous rock from the volcanic chain that's up above me. We have little bits of sedimentary rock. Sometimes those aren't so common, those are less common, but there's actually a few of them over here. Green schist metamorphic rocks, which are formed by low pressure, low temperature, relatively low pressure, low temperature, where you get the formation of a mineral called chlorite. It tends to stain all the rocks green. There is definitely a lot of that here. Anyways, I just wanted to share this incredibly beautiful place with you. Usually I try to keep these videos at about 3 minutes, and I've got a little long, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off. Thanks for tuning in and checking this out and allowing me to share it with you. Take care.